Hey VC, Jeff back again. Yeah, try to keep it short this time. Actually, mostly final again. Yay. Uh, so yeah, might be transferring offices at work. So I found a little record store close by to where I'm be working. So thought I'd check it out. Did actually find a few cool things, and yeah, I got some other stuff recently. Got a Polyrock promo. So it's like I can't remember how many tracks. I think it was about 6 tracks off of the first album, which I think is self-titled. Uh, Post-punk, I guess. It's a little bit on the manic side. So you can kind of hear where like Six Finger Satellite, those kind of bands, they kind of came from this. Maybe I don't know. Uh, but yeah, it's a little Cynthia times or whatever. But yeah, really solid album. That gives a 5. I do need the actual album, but yeah, I paid like $3 in the bargain bin for this one, so whatever. It's a promo. It's kind of cool to have. So I guess that was the radio copies or whatever when the first album came out. And apparently, Philip Glass is on there. So apparently they were very heavily influenced by Philip Glass, and so he appeared on the first 2 albums, so he would be on that one. Did not know that. Yeah, I've shown this before, but this is a 2 for comp, 2 LP. Excellent. This came out a couple years ago. There's a few copies floating around. They're still very affordable. Uh, so again, this 5 are pretty damn close. Outcasts, the whole story, I think. Told me the whole story. It's a double LP, gatefold. I think there's like a poster or something in here. Um, but yeah, I think they're from Belfast, or they may or may not still be around. I think they do tour. I want to say they came to Japan. I can't remember if I saw them or not. I think I missed them. But yeah, they're somewhere. They fall kind of halfway between Stiff Little Fingers and Undertones. They're all, I guess they're out of the same scene, so they're they're not as harsh as Stiff Little Fingers, but they're not as poppy as Undertones. So they fall kind of in there. They're uh, this one spans pretty much their whole career up until it's primarily their like late 70s, early 80s material, and then it covers a little bit of the 2000s stuff that when they reformed it. So that's a 5. This is my Valentine's Day present. Dirty Dogs of Paradise 2, or Flyer Die 2, by Jamie Branch. If you read the description on the fake Obi, it's real Obi. Jamie Branch, the fiery and fluent frontline dispatch of dystopian Americana, unfolds distorted forms of folk jazz and punk into outer space dub and alien disco. So basically, it's Chicago jazz. But yeah, that's another 5. And this is Essential single disc. I'm probably gonna pick up the more recent one, the live version. But a lot of these were actually recorded live too. It's a 5, but I'll get like the first track has a lot of dead silence. It's kind of that one's slightly annoying, but once it gets going, it gets really going. There's some vocals in there, so if that turns you off, it's, definitely a little political. So depending where you are on that, you may or may not like it. But for me, that's a 5. It's essential. Check it out. So Jamie Branch, Birds of Paradise. Fly and Die 2. Fly or Die 2. Yeah, the first one was pretty good too, but I'd never picked that one up. This one out of Japan, Firestarter. So this has both Fink and Fifi from Teen Generate, but they're doing more power pop and who else? I want to say the bassist came out of Teen Generate at some point too, but I'm not sure. But it's most of Teen Generate doing more of a power pop thing, but they had 2 albums. This is the better of the 2, and there is the reissue of this. This is the original. The reissue has a different cover. There's an American reissue, but I give it a 4. I'm going to go conservative on that one. They're more of a live band, but yeah, I like them. Firestarter, not quite as good as Teen Generate, but they're pretty good. I'm more of a radios post Teen Generate guy. Yeah, I found this one for $5 at that shop. Probably VG copy. They had a couple copies. They weren't a huge difference between the two. I just got the cheaper one. The other one might have been VG Plus. I don't know. I figured on this one, it's not one I'm going to listen to tons. This one's definitely well loved. But I don't know. I might go as high as 4.5, but probably 4-ish. Got into that. I don't know. I guess he was luring underage kids or something. I don't know, something like that. Teenagers, anyway. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I didn't buy it new, so whatever. Same problem with Bowie, Led Zeppelin, just about anything 70s, man. So for me, it's like, yeah, whatever. I got used. But yeah, all this stuff's out of print now. But kind of garage. Yeah, it is. Garage punk, whatever. But yeah, definitely controversial these days. But yeah, if you like Ty Segall type stuff, yeah, definitely check out No Bunny. But yeah, there's the controversy behind there. Yeah, I did listen to the album a lot, like on stream, and I find just for $5, whatever, bought it. This was a thrift find a couple weeks back when I was taking some test drives. Found this one, Bartok Concerto for Orchestra. So I guess apparently this was his breakout composition or whatever. So yeah, it's pretty good one. Pretty solid album. Maybe I give it a 4.5 if neoclassical, whatever you want to call it. So apparently he died not long after this, performing this. So I guess it was performed 1945, and this is probably like a 60s performance, I'm guessing. Philadelphia Orchestra, I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, worth checking out. Excellent there. And another one I picked up that record store on the cheap. Pretty good recording. From what I understand, I think Mazzy or somebody had said like the newer reissue of this actually sounds better than this version. This is a first pressing, gatefold, U.S. press. I saw these all the time in Japan, but they're harder to find here. I don't know. I wish I'd picked up the Japanese version, but I didn't. But yeah, I think I paid $8. I think, yeah, whatever. So Charles Lloyd at Monterey. This one's pretty damn solid. 4.5 for me. So he's got Charles Lloyd on tenor sax, flute, Keith Jarrett on piano, Cecil McBee on bass, and Jack DeJohnette on drums. Solid lineup. I don't know if I could quite call it free jazz, but he's somewhat free-ish. He gets more free jazzy on some of the newer stuff, like on Blue Note. I like Wild Man Dance, the one that came after it for the newer stuff. And then they got the 80s output. He gets a little more new wavy. Some of it's pretty interesting. But I don't know. Sean said he's turned off by the early 2000s stuff, so whatever. But yeah, this one's really solid. Check it out. It's a great one. I think other people have shown that a few times since the reissue came out. And for CDs, yeah, Mudhoney, March to Fuzz. So it's a double CD with a nice lost the CD, but yeah, it's got like 2 CDs, booklet. It has they talk a little bit about all the songs they selected on here. So the first disc is like the best of. It's the before Matt Lucken left. He was in Melvin's, joined Mudhoney afterwards. He was in a couple other bands of note before Mudhoney. Then he just decided to do whatever he was doing, not music anymore. The newer stuff actually has some pretty good stuff actually, but yeah, they did a really good job on it. It's not chronological on the best of side. Where it really shines is the oddities. I had about half of them because they're all pretty much 7 inches or comps or splits and stuff like that. I had about half of them. The other ones I didn't have. So it was pretty cool because it was from that key period. I think a couple of them might have been on the what's that for? Super Fuzz Big Muff, like the CD version. A couple of them might have been on there, but most of them were like B-sides and a little more obscure. So it's pretty cool. Highly recommend that one. I'm pretty sure you can get it under $10 used all day long. Another comp, I think Sean sent this along in one of his packages. Shonen Knife, self-titled. I think it's got like their first few 10 inches or something like that. It's their early material. It's kind of fun. I think it's some 10 inches and some 7 inches or something like that. But yeah, kind of fun. Sort of, it's pop on by pop punk, I guess. I don't know. It's very syrupy. I've only gotten to see him like once or twice. I don't know. I'm not a massive Shonen Knight fan, but I'm pretty happy to have that. It has a couple of their hit songs on it, so that's cool. And yeah, this was a thrift picked up a lot, not too long ago, a month or two back. Stan Getz Stella by Starlight. So this is his pre-Bossa Nova period. It's basically it's a comp. So it's mostly the early to mid 50 period, towards the late 50s before he went Bossa Nova. I didn't quite get through all of it yet. I did the first disc. The second disc I've only like halfway through, but yeah, he has like a decent cover of Autumn Leaves and a lot of standards and whatnot. But they're pretty long. They're like 60, 65 minutes a piece. Yeah, it seems to be like a German pressing, and there might be some documents, PDFs or something on there, because I see it says documento in Japanese on it. It seems to be a German pressing with some Japanese and English. So I don't know. I have to pop it in my computer see if there's actually any PDFs on here. But it's a pretty solid comp if you see it, but probably you won't because it looks like it's an import. Anyway, I'm gonna stop here. I'm at around 12 minutes, so I hope everyone's staying safe. I'm hoping there's no more snow because I noticed there's a lot of snow plows out today. But I do know next week's gonna be really warm, so I'm looking forward to that because I'm freezing my butt down here. Take care, everyone. Later.